And welcome in. It is July 3rd. Scotty Ray and Odie. How has your weekend been?
Man, this was we had a good weekend. We went to the beach, stuck our feet in the sand.
Yeah.
Had a good time, and then we had to come back yesterday, get into reality.
I don't know if you've had a chance to do this, but it's just not July 4th unless you have a watermelon. I stopped by the back porch Friday and got one. I bet that thing weighed 40 pounds. I thought I was going to have to ask for help toting it to the car.
I tell you what, now, I love some watermelon.
Man, that thing was good. You know the type that you cut into and it's red when you rip it open?
Oh, yeah.
It just has that flavor. So,
man, there's nothing better than a good, cold watermelon.
Now, there are those that want to take salt and dump over the whole thing. I'm not one of them. My wife is that salt shaking.
I gotta have that salt.
Your salt?
Oh, yeah, on anything. All of my melons. Oh, yeah.
But don't forget to don't miss an opportunity to get yourself a watermelon. And I've often asked, because it's always said, why is it that everybody says a Smith County watermelon is so better? Is the soil? What is it?
It's got to be something in the dirt. I don't know exactly what it is, but they are pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about them.
Yeah.
But get you one today. I think you'll enjoy it. Joining us from Louisville to Corey, how are you this morning?
Man, Rick says, good morning, fellas. Wait a minute.
What?
We got a new nickname, didn't we?
We did? Oh yeah. It doesn't get any better.
Aren't we called the Old Milwaukee Boys?
The Old Milwaukee Boys.
What did he say?
He fixes his coffee every morning and pulls down his TV and says, doesn't get any better than this. We appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, we do. So good morning to all of y'all. And then I saw where Sandy said good morning. Our friend Sandy White.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, we want everybody to join us tomorrow morning, July 4th, out at the Pig. And here's why. Let me pull up this picture. This is a picture of Summer Etheridge. She was involved in, Odie, I'll let you tell a little bit more about this.
Yeah, she was in an accident, an auto accident, and she's had some brain hemorrhage. So they've got her in a sedated coma right now. And tomorrow is when they are going to start weaning her off to try and get her to wake up so they can do some tests. So everybody's going to meet. This is like growing up at the school, and everybody in school went and meet at the pole for prayer day.
Right.
Well, tomorrow morning at 8:30, the Piggly Wiggly in Collinsville is going to be meeting the parking lot. And that's when they're going to start around 8:30 is when they're going to start winging her down to try and get her to slowly wake up. And everybody gather at 8:30, and if you can show up, please show up. If you can't, at least 8:30 start sending some prayers and try and just get the Lord involved in this. And she was a heavy devout Christian. Really needs some prayers right now. Her family needs prayers. We went to school together. Bonnie, one of the best people you'd ever meet. Judge Paul Early, Bonnie's husband, Summer stepdad, great people. Her dad, Aunt Sandy, you know, our friend that's always on here posting every morning. Just she needs our prayers. And as a group, y'all know we can come together.
That's right.
So let's meet out there at that parking lot, 8:30 in the morning, and let's start sending some prayers up. Let's don't wait till then. Let's go ahead and start doing that now. But let's show up in full force and showing support for Miss Summer that everything comes out okay.
We'll be there.
We'll be there. Yep.
Yes, sir.
So come on out, because we've got to pray for her and pray for her hard.
Yeah, Rick, good morning there. Nikki, how are you, Miss Underwood, all the way from Sebastopol?
Yeah. Look at that. Oh, and we got a 21st birthday for Mario, Miss Terry Ray's grandson. So, Mr. Terry Ray's grandson.
Yeah, we hope it's a big birthday there for you.
It's 21, so be careful out there, Mario.
That's right. It's so hot, folks. We hadn't even had a drive-by because nobody wanted to lower the window. It's been horrible hot.
Well, ain't nobody outside. They said,
Yeah, even the criminals are staying inside. It's so hot.
Yeah.
Today, you can expect it to only be 105.
So that's a chill factor. We dropped below, so it's hotter here than it is sitting on the beach in L.A.
I can imagine that. The temperature is going to reach 94 and that heat index 105. Now, I saw it at least 112 a couple times this weekend. It was there was no way to go outside and do anything without having to go back in and change clothes. You were just drenched.
5 minutes at a time.
Man, that's why so much grass is so high, because people can't handle it. You got to do it early or late. One of the two.
Hook some lights up.
Now, we do, Odie, I wanted to bring this up. We do have a chance of the possibility of some severe weather today and this afternoon. Let me turn this on and show everybody where the look of this is. And this is going to be somewhere between 1 and 10 p.m., but it's nothing too serious. It's a level 1, but we want to show you here what we've got as we pull up radar this morning. And this is how it looks across the state. And when it gets to the Carolinas, it'll get a little bit worse there in eastern Georgia and across there up through Norfolk. But our area, as we look at this, from Greenville down to Vicksburg and across just through the city limits of Quitman and Rose Hill and back north all the way, taking in all the Delta. It's going to be a level 1. And again, that's today between 1 and 10. Again, it's a 1. It'll be a little bit of rain and possibly some hail here and there. But overall, it could be a lot worse, so we're not going to complain.
I wonder how many people are going to run outside when it starts to hail and just lay down. Just cover me.
It will feel good. And you've got to really, y'all think of your pets. I don't want anybody to forget about them because it is hot. A little extra water for them.
Oh, and some shade, extra shade.
Yeah.
Wow. That's my buddy D saying good morning.
Morning, D. And there's nothing quite like black leather seats sitting down on that in the summertime, is it?
Oh, I tell you, and you better use a towel.
Yeah. Makes you appreciate cloth seats this time of year.
That old fella said on Facebook, he says, I'm not telling you how hot it was, but I sweated so much that I hydroplaned off the toilet seat and landed in the bathtub.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Hydroplaned into the bathtub. I have never heard it said quite that way.
I hadn't neither.
Oh, that was a new one on me there. There is a lot of things that have gone on over the last, say 48 hours, 72 hours since we were last together on Friday that we're going to go over this morning. One thing, I'm going to just put this out there. I didn't do a post on this, but this is first responders, and I'm talking the Meridian Fire Department and also the Meridian Police Department. You really got to feel for them from time to time, and I feel for them this morning. They showed up. Meridian Fire Department was called out last night to a call at Western Gardens, which would be out on Highway 80. They showed up. The Meridian Police Department always shows up when there's a fire, just to be on the safe side, and they were, by a large crowd, attacked with fireworks. I mean, really?
Yeah.
And that's bottle rockets and things like that they were throwing at the police officers.
I got a
and
fire
the fire
truck
department
with a water hose. Your fireworks are fixing to get wet.
That would calm that down.
But they can't do that.
No, they cannot. We could, but they couldn't.
We could, but they can't.
But I thought you ought to know that as we talk about first responders, and we really, as a community, have no idea what these folks go through on a daily basis. And you would not have heard that from probably anybody else of telling what goes on behind the scene. But I feel like you ought to know what happens to these guys.
And so it used to be 24 hours on duty and then 48 hours off. And now it's 48 hours on and 48 hours off. So you go into work 7 o'clock Monday, you don't go home till 7 o'clock Wednesday.
Right.
And now during this time, it doesn't matter how hot it is outside. you've got that gear on, and if you want to experience that gear and what it feels like, go put a set of gear on and just walk outside one good time, and you'll know that they've got to put this on every call.
Oh, yeah.
And then Myrna Cornish is going to just really chunk it to us. Good morning from Mount Forest, Ontario, where our temperature is 63 degrees.
Girl, don't be rubbing it in.
Man.
We started out at 5 o'clock at 78 degrees.
Yeah. Well, when y'all up there digging out your driveway or digging out your front door because you can't see over the downstairs window, come down here because it's going to be a bloomy 69 degrees here.
They've got the advantage right now, though. I'll give them that.
Oh, man.
We'll be right back. Y'all put a smile on. Let's face this, July the 3rd, the day before our biggest celebration that we have in the United States. We'll be right back.
I'm Nick Lisi, and I'm running for Justice Court Judge of District 1. Justice Court is the people's court, and I've been serving the people of Lauderdale County for 30 years. I grew up here, and now having 4 kids of my own, the future of our community matters to me. On August 8th, remember, vote Republican, vote Nick Lisi.
Garrett Outfitters on 8th Street is getting you ready for summertime. A large selection of cool hobo shirts. Maybe it's short sleeves. Maybe you need a pair of shorts. If you're going to be cutting grass or maybe riding a tractor this summer, you're going to need a straw hat to keep cool. And as you head to that favorite fishing hole, don't forget you'll need a pocket knife along with a great rod and reel. And if you earn your living in the woods, don't forget to check out their big selection of snake boots, Carhartt pants and shirts for any occasion. It's Garrett Outfitters, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing, or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. Oop, and we're back. Ms. Myrner says,
it's up
Odie,
again.
She's from Quitman.
Yeah, she's from Quitman.
She's just visiting up there with them folks.
So she's not a snowbird. She's a heat bird. She gonna go up north when it cools off.
And we got a fax just in from Miss Wally there that says, look out, y'all. At Big Lots, now you got to pay 15 cents per bag. There's signs up everywhere. If you check out, you got to pay 15 cents for your bag.
Yeah, Aldi's does that, and of course, we don't buy an awful lot of stuff, not anywhere, but we do either take some reusable bags, or I'll buy 3 or 4 of the brown paper bags.
How do you
I
think,
love them.
Nationwide, how that is that? Because that's always just been built into the cost of whatever it's been.
It has.
How does that set with folks having to buy bags?
You're used to something, and I'd rather. Do you add a penny to every single item to offset that? And that's what I would rather do. I'd rather them say, okay, add a penny and then give me the bags for free. 10 cents at Petco.
Terry, come on now.
Well,
and that's going to probably drive up a lot of people going to the delivery to the house, because you can pay like $100 a year, and anything that you buy is brought to your home then.
Yeah, and they're not going to bring it just thrown in the back of the car.
Mm-mm.
So,
look at Carol.
We've been
she's really telling us off this morning. 56 degrees in Colorado Springs this morning.
I bet there's places you can still snow ski.
I imagine there is.
Yeah, not here.
What a beautiful place Colorado is, though. It is absolutely gorgeous. I just wouldn't want to live in Denver. The politics are not so great there.
No, anything above that Mason-Dixon line.
It gets a little scary.
Yeah, a little fuzzy.
A little fuzzy there. We have someone missing in Clarke County as we start today out.
Yeah.
We just got this in from the Sheriff's Department, Clarke County Sheriff's Department this morning. Let's pull up a picture here of what we've got. This is Johnny Mason. He's 62 years old. He was last seen around 6:30 last night at his residence on County Road 610. Family members saw him walk out the back door, and he hasn't been seen since. Wearing jeans, a cream long-sleeve shirt with no shoes, and has a black and white dog with him. If you've seen, please contact the Clarke County Sheriff's Department. He could have some form of a medical condition. We're not 100%, but it's a possibility, and we want to make sure he gets back home. That's a long time to be wandering around from last night, 6:30 to now.
It was still hot last night. It was still humid last night. He's going to need some water and really need some help. So hopefully get to the end of this pretty doggone quick. Yeah,
so keep some prayers going there and be on the lookout. Clarke County, County Road 610, anywhere along in there by a bridge. A lot of time folks will try to get under something for cover when they're confused. So pay attention. We've even had them found on logging roads just wondering. We don't want anything to happen here. Terry said his wife works at Petco and she gets fussed at a lot over the price of the bags. I can see
that.
But again, you've got to remember it's not the person checking you out. It's not their fault. It's management. I always remember that.
Well, Aldi's came in here, and from day one they sold the bags for whatever else. You've got all these other places that it's always been part of it. Now they want to charge. I'm sure it does ruffle somebody's feathers there, especially, and then they're going to take them out on whoever.
Since you're an employee of Walmart now, are you going to the Christmas party this year?
I hadn't been invited. They still hadn't given me my W-2 from last year.
Who ever thought that you would check your own self out?
I just...
And be glad about it.
If I got one or two items, I may do it. Other than that, I'm not. And if you shut that register down while I'm in line, you can go put all my stuff back up. But I don't need your stuff that bad. I'll go to the redneck Walmart.
And, and all that does is cut out jobs. And that's what that's designed to do, is not to speed things up. It takes a lot of extra money, and the insurance is doing away with somebody's job.
In all reality, Walmart did away with all kinds of jobs when they come inside to any community.
Oh, yeah, it killed the little man.
Yeah. So
the greeters are even gone. Anybody notice that?
Yeah. You got one person that wants, can I check that receipt? No, you can check me out, and then you'll know I paid for it.
62 degrees, we're getting words in North Georgia this morning. Kay, thank you so much for letting us know that.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We feel that all the way down here.
Georgia, also some beautiful country. I'm telling you, the South is really blessed with some beautiful places.
We are.
It is, and I hope you get a chance to visit a little bit of those. Now, let's get into some other things that happened overnight. We talked about what's going on with the pig tomorrow. We have prayers that we sent out this morning as we go to Highway 492. We had an auto accident last night just outside of Sebastopol. As we pull this up, a light pole was struck. Someone was ejected and a car caught on fire. We have one loss of life and one person injured from that wreck. That's all we have at this point. No names have been released to this. The highway was blocked in the middle of the night as cleanup was done on that to clear the highway of the debris. But it did hit a light pole, and then the car caught fire. The person that was ejected was taken to a hospital, and the person that was in the car lost their life. And that's all we have on that so far this morning.
Wow. Yeah, definitely prayers need to go up.
Yes, sir. That's just not what you want to hear.
No.
Coming up on, on Thursday probably, we'll start getting the numbers from the Mississippi Highway Patrol of deaths and accidents. And always remember with that, if it's not a state highway, it doesn't put all the numbers in it. It's not everybody that was hurt in the state. If it's a county road, that's not included in those. Now, a few months back, I spoke with Eric Clarke, who is the sheriff of Neshoba County. And I think a lot of folks know Eric, good fella, he works hard, and his department has worked tirelessly to solve this. And they've got answers to part of this because of the time and the extra effort that they put into this to find out who this is. If you'll remember, we got reports on Highway 492 that skeletal remains were found in the middle of the highway or on the edge of the road. And everybody wanted to know, who could this be? Well, they have gotten identity on this as we pull up this story from the weekend as I spoke to Eric. On June 30th is where this was. They have now received the results from the laboratory from County Road 729. It originally happened in April when they found this. A motorist was on her way to work. She noticed this and called that. A skull was collected and other parts were found. As the results came back in, they were submitted. It would be Zachary Burridge is who this is identified as. And this is a picture of this gentleman. Apparently his car broke down. His car was found and he had just disappeared. So now the question is, what happened to him after his car broke down?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been anything from a medical emergency,
Right.
or he was walking to get help and he got clipped. It could be anything, but definitely prayers for the family. But I know they also have a little bit more of a comfort because they do have some more closure. It's halfway because now they have a body that they can bury and lay to rest, but now they still are, we don't know what happened.
Yeah, with one answer brings more questions of what happened to our
Right.
loved one in those final hours.
Yeah.
And hopefully, and I'm telling you, Eric and his sheriff's department will work tirelessly.
They're going to find out.
Yeah, they do put in that extra. Folks just really and truly don't know the extra hours that deputies, because I talked to Eric almost daily while this was going on, and they were hustling and doing their best to solve this because they understand. If it was your family member, you would want to know also.
Oh, yeah.
That's the latest that we've got on that. But Zachary Burridge, the DNA confirmed they had taken samples from a family member, and it came back positive. So condolences to the family on that during your time of sorrow with that. Boy, Tomb Suba yesterday. This don't happen very often.
No, I got a call, dispatch called and says, hey, this happened. And I said, okay. I said, first off, everybody get out, everybody fine. Everybody's good. They were able to use the fire extinguisher on the truck to put the fire out.
Were they going
Don't know
over?
yet.
Were they going over to DG to get some Twinkies and it caught on fire?
Probably. You know, of course, here, as hot as it is,
Yes.
and they were out on a call, and you can imagine these trucks. If you go buy a truck, they may not have 20,000 miles in them on 15-year life.
Yes.
But hours of these things running at high idle because of having to pump water. These engines stay entirely hot for a long time, and don't know, rough guesstimate, just the start, that this possibly could have had something to do with the turbo. Don't know if it was leaking, got some oil out, but that will be looked at. Lauderdale County is blessed to have not only a full-time mechanic just for the fire department, but
Right.
we've got one of the best emergency vehicle mechanics. So Wayne's going to be out there looking at it and seeing what all is damage, see if it's really messed up, if it's something that can be fixed. But
Glad it was not a total loss is what we're glad of.
glad it wasn't. These trucks run right now about that particular one. It was a custom, so it looks like the one up there in the top left. About $600,000
For this one right here for about 600.
Yes.
Woo!
So yeah, now you know we got insurance.
Wow.
But
Still,
you don't want to unless you absolutely got to.
at the end of the day, no one was hurt, and that's what is great about that.
That's right.
More coming up with Scotty Ray as we begin this July the 3rd. Wow. Good morning.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
It's almost election time. Have you researched the candidates? My name is Michelle Griffith Joyner, and I'm asking for your vote for Lauderdale County Justice Court Judge District 1. With a bachelor's degree in criminology and more than 23 years of experience actually working in a criminal court, I'm qualified, experienced, and ready. My goals are to enforce personal responsibility and reduce recidivism. On August 8th, please vote for qualifications. Vote Michelle Griffith Joyner for Lauderdale County Justice Court Judge District 1. Learn more about me at joynerforjustice.com.
Are you looking for a job that could last a lifetime? Structural Steel is hiring now. With employees that have been there from 20 to 40 years, they're family owned and operated since 1975. Competitive starting wages, a 401k package, and great insurance. Immediate openings on the day shift and night shift. From entry-level helpers, welding and tacking, grinding and fitting. And the list goes on of job openings. Start your future today at Structural Steel. Call 483-5381.
Tate's Fireworks in Meridian is open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 8 p.m., and again on July the 4th from 8 a.m. until. They offer professional-grade fireworks at a low, low price. Video monitors placed throughout the store to demonstrate how their products will perform in the sky. Tate's Fireworks has lowered prices on their high-quality fireworks. Be sure to check out their buy one, get one bins, and remember, they guarantee no duds at Tate's. Shop local with Jeff Tate and family at Tate's Fireworks in Meridian.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Odie as we begin this Monday morning. It just almost feels kind of weird. A lot of folks have got the day off. There's a few of you still having work, though. We feel for you also there.
Yeah, I've got to work. My wife's got to work, so that's good.
Normal day for y'all.
Yeah, at least if I'm working, she needs to.
Well, there you go.
Austin said the bad thing about it, it takes 3 years to build a truck, a fire truck. And, yeah, I mean, it used to be a 12-month turnaround.
But 3 years now?
And now it's anywhere around 24 months. The last two that we ordered in Lauderdale County, I think it was 24 months turnaround. But now it may do it now, turn out to be 36 months. But, you know, you just don't drive up to a parking lot and go shop.
There it is.
And say, that's the one I want, and drive it off. These things are built to order all over the
U.S.
country. Yeah.
Lindsay, as she points out, hospital work never ends. It's 24/7. That's right.
You having to work, baby duck, but that's okay. I love you. You're doing a good job.
Odie, I caught a little flack over this, and it's okay that I caught flack over this because I feel that residents of the Meridian area should know these things, and I think it needs to be brought to light when our city starts looking bad. A few weeks ago, I showed on North Frontage Road where it was basically a homeless camp right on the side of the interstate. And yes, we have another one started.
So you got some slack for if you're wanting business to come in here to offer jobs to the public, that right there is not going to bring owners of businesses and big companies as an investment coming in here.
First thing you see on the interstate, this is in front of Chick-fil-A on the right side of the road, South Frontage Road. If you were to take the exit to get something to eat to our town, this is what you see.
Now, if there was absolutely no place for these people to go to get fed, to get some shelter, I could, in a way, see this. But there's places for these people to go. What people don't understand is these people don't want to go to a shelter. These people want to live up under that tree. They want to live off in the woods that belongs to somebody else, and that somebody else don't want them there. But the fact is,
this is the main thoroughway to our town.
Welcome here. That's just, no.
So I will keep posting the things that affect our city right on. That's not going to faze me one bit. The few that get upset can get upset, but that is facts of life that is going on here.
So I said, we're not San Francisco yet. I'll tell you what, y'all pull that up on Google. Go look at downtown San Francisco and see what this has turned into look like over there downtown. There's tents set up, sidewalks. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is how San Francisco started.
Yep.
With some junk under one tree.
And then it's expanded. Next thing you have tents down the sidewalks where you can't walk in businesses.
And now everybody's leaving.
And let's not forget, the gentleman that worked at the tobacco store on 18th Avenue was attacked by a homeless person, stabbed in the chest multiple times. There are criminals hid within this. And that is one of the main reasons I stay vigilant on posting what goes on. I had somebody say, well, you're picking on. No, there are hardened criminals that hide out under this, and they will attack, they will hurt. That man was in serious condition. Y'all think about that now. Y'all, I was there. I saw what happened. I cannot even begin to describe the shape that he was in of what happened to him. A butcher knife attacked in his own store working. That's how it is.
Make a living.
That's right. We've got more coming up as we begin this Tuesday. We're going to go back in history in just a sec to tell you what happened today.
Patrick Allen Companies services and repairs all brands of overhead doors, residential and commercial. Our service technicians are factory trained and have over 125 years of combined experiences. At Patrick Allen Companies, we are not interested in being the biggest, just the best. We are just 4 miles south of Meridian on Highway 145. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham. Welcome back, Scotty Ray and Odie. And Sandy White was pointing out about what the nurses go through on a daily thing. What did she say there?
Oh, I thought she was talking about her, where she was having to put on lips and lashes and scrubs and then put on running.
Yes, what she's talking about. Got to do that.
Yeah.
Got to do that Monday through Saturday. And I'm glad you pointed it out, because I've had some local politicians call me and say, don't knock on Sandy's door on that one day that she ain't got them lips and lashes on. They're like, whoa. Sandy.
Sandy, I've known you too long. I didn't say that. That's not on this half over here.
You blaming me? I'm just telling you what the politicians tell me. It's like they got this little code they send out text. Be careful. Yeah. Pine Springs Road.
Don't go here.
Let's go back in history on this day as we find out what went on. General George Washington was given command of the Army on this day in 1775. And although it looked kind of gray at times and like it wasn't going to work out, he prevailed in the end.
That's
we
right.
wouldn't have what we've got tomorrow if it weren't for that man there. And could he have kept it all? He could have. He could have been a dictator, but he said, I'm resigning. Y'all got to elect someone.
This isn't how we do it right here. Well, you know how it wasn't that him and the other guy, they decided they were both going to take it. And they stood up and fought. And he won the fist fight.
That's right.
So he says, now I am the president. Now we'll change that, but right now it's me.
In 1863, one of the worst battles that was ever on American soil happened. We would lose countless lives as today Gettysburg ended. Countless lives were given on this battlefield. It was a wide open range, and it was a bloodbath. There's no other way to word that, as history records that. And it'd be a few days later that Abe Lincoln would show up and give the Gettysburg Address 77 years ago.
It's, to go to...
It's a solemn...
It really is. It's right down. It's not far at all from the National Fire Academy. So when we go to it, we'll go by and see how it is. But it gives you the you can feel it being on that land.
It was lives on both sides lost, and you got to remember this was kids, really kids, anywhere from 14 to 20 something that gave their lives.
That's right.
Whew.
Man,
you're right. Vicksburg did fall the next day. It would happen, and it would be some 60 years, roughly 60 years before the 4th of July would ever be celebrated in the town of Vicksburg because it was so bad.
Yep.
It got down to where there was nothing to eat. The siege went on and on and on if we look at history. It was 1946. This old boy would be born. He would have done a lot of things, but he'd be remembered for one thing. If it wasn't for this movie, he wouldn't be as big as he is. Johnny Lee was born on this date, looking for love in all the wrong places.
I've done that
Written
before.
by a Mississippi school teacher, believe it or not. And, of course, Gillies is no longer there.
Yeah, I heard they've bulldozed it down.
Fire broke out, destroyed it.
Man.
But Johnny Lee was like it during the 80s there. Cherokee Fiddle and a whole lot of other songs that took him to the top there. We run up on another person that happened to accidentally work with Lonnie Anderson, so we thought, why not mention their birthday today?
And show the picture of Lonnie.
Of course. 1949, if you remember WKRP in Cincinnati, you remember the girl named Bailey that worked in the office? Well, it was her birthday today. But she also worked with Lonnie, and we thought we'd just showcase the two.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Jan Smithers.
Oh.
I don't know what she did after that or if she ever done anything else.
I don't remember the name, and I don't really...
You just know she worked with Lonnie.
I just know she worked with Lonnie.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
1956, this next guy would be born, and he would be a pretty big deal when it come to talk shows. Nice guy, the best I remember. Montel Williams was born on this date in 56.
I know he was in the United States Navy. I don't know if, for some reason, I've got SEAL on my mind that he may have been part of the SEALs. I don't know that for sure.
Right.
But I do know that he served his country in the United States Navy.
No word yet that if he went to K Jewelry and got those earrings. We're still looking on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking into that. We'll let you know. 1958, and I rank this guy. There's very few people that I will say this about, but this is right up there with Charlie Daniels of being a good person. Overall, the nicest person that I've ever bumped into in my life. I mean, truly a good fellow. He would give you the shirt off his back if he thought you needed it.
Wow.
And you want to talk about somebody that still works out, believes in God, does the right thing. He was born on this date in 58, Aaron Tippin. He sold more albums in the South than anybody else during his time. He sold more here than they did nationwide. This guy was big. A working man's PhD. I got it honest. You got to stand for something. You'll fall for anything. Aaron Tippin is just that guy. He wrote a song about his dad, and you look it up today. It was called He Believed, and it was about his father's faith in God and how it turned out to be the man that he is because of his dad.
Well, that's good.
Big time stuff there. I respect him.
Yeah.
I've been to his farm once. Back in 62, Mission Impossible guy was born. He may hang out with those Scientology folks, but boy, he sure makes a good movie.
He does, and he's had Top Gun. That was huge, and then the new Top Gun that just came out.
Yep.
So he is a great actor, but leave your personal thoughts of all that to yourself.
That's right. Maverick. He did play that part well.
Yeah. And you don't hear an awful lot of him coming in and shoving his
He doesn't.
political politics and all that down our throats.
He's kind of quiet on all of that.
And I like that.
Does what he does. I've never listened to any of this. You may know this, but I know a lot of people were very fond of this guy. Jim Morrison passed away in 71 on this date. From the Doors, is that right?
Yep. The Doors. Listen to some of their music. And,
I couldn't name one song, Odie.
all right, I can't name the song, but y'all know how I am with music. I listen to it. My wife tells me who it is.
Right.
So that's all I need to know. She'll say, who's this? I don't know.
Betty's Being Bad.
Yeah. What's the name of the song? I don't know. That's why I got you.
This next girl, you're not going to know the name most likely, Andrea Barber. Born in 76, but you will remember her as Kimmy from Full House. She's celebrating a birthday today. And she's all grown up now, looks nothing like that.
Well, happy birthday.
Hope it's a big one.
Yeah.
A little younger than us. 1980, Willie would be at the box office today. A lot of y'all went to see this. He was probably high on set.
Oh, probably. No, he smoked too long before he woke up.
Honeysuckle Rose premiered in the theaters today.
He's getting ready to play on the down in L.A.
Is he?
pretty quick. Yeah. I'd like to go see that concert.
Willie.
it's outside, so I won't get a contact buzz.
That's good. That's good. Wouldn't want that to happen to you. 1981, if you remember watching this, I love Westerns, and I remember seeing this. There were members of the Secret Service, one of the first two, and it was called the Wild Wild West. Who remembers that? Artemis passed away on this date. He's better known as Ross Martin.
That was a good one.
I really liked that. I always had those neat gadgets and stuff.
On the super train.
Yeah. 1985, we would all go to this, and it became an icon in American history as Back to the Future premiered on this date back in 85.
Oh, yeah. And was it 3 or 4 of these things?
At least 3. It may have been 4.
I can't remember. But this was a great show, and all of them were.
Yeah. I don't think there was really a bad one.
I don't either. They were all good.
Now, I remember sitting watching this with the kids. This was funny. If you have never watched this before, go back and find this movie. It premiered in 85 also, Adventures in Babysitting. And it truly was funny. That was a well-thought-out family show. And if you have never seen it, do that.
I'll have to go back. Baby Duck said there was 3 Back to the Future.
Three of them there?
Yep.
It was 1993 where he went to work for her that summer. Then one day she showed up in this dress that her hands of leather turned. Wait a minute, we're talking about the number 1 song that summer, Garth Brooks. Where I think they've made it illegal to write songs about that now. He was just a boy, 17. They'd lock her up now.
I tell you, one of the greatest documentaries was one that was done on him. And what him and his wife, his ex-wife, his kids' mothers, what they did as a, I guess, divorced couple for those kids. Yet what they had didn't work, but they did not let that interfere with their kids' life. And
all's fine and dandy until you run off and get kidnapped by the gardener.
Well,
oops.
Ruh-roh.
You can say what you want about Garth. He's got some political beliefs that I'm not quite into, but an entertainer he is. He's very good at that. And I'm not in person, and I've met him over and over and over, and you really couldn't ask for a nicer person that is very humble, that people think so much of him.
I got more money than my grandchildren's grandchildren can spend, but he made his kids work.
He did. I'm going to be borrowing from my grandkids.
Borrowing? They better raise me. You better get an education, son.
2001, we'd lose the guy that wrote Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer, White Sox and Blue Ribbon Beer, and he also wrote a little song that became a national phenomenon. It would be done by Buck Owens and so many other people. Act Naturally. The Beatles even done it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Act Naturally.
Yeah, look at there. That's it. Johnny Russell passed away on this date back in 01. He wrote a lot of songs, and yes, that is an 8-track tape to your left there. Those were big at one time in history.
Wow.
History. Did I say that right? History. Did I say it? Okay. 1996, it would debut. You'd watch it. It's still good to watch. Independence Day premiered on this date back in 96.
Oof.
Little Green Men.
Little Green Men.
We would probably lose what most Americans would consider the greatest actor, or maybe number 2. He was 1 or 2 in your book, I'm sure. We would lose probably the nicest sheriff that ever graced or toted. Oh, he didn't even tote one, did he?
He didn't even tote a gun. He didn't need to. Man.
Andy passed away on this date. American hero by many, to say the least there.
Yeah.
And that kind of concludes what happened on this day in history. I hope you remember a few of those things. We'll be right back with more info.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Are you ready for summer? Massey has a 2021 Jeep Wrangler that's waiting on you with only 61,000 miles. How about a Rogue with 57,000 miles? A 23 Camry with only 50 miles on it? Or maybe it's a Toyota Tacoma four-wheel drive that you're needing. From Silverados to F-250s, Massey Supermart Auto Sales, 1023 Highway 39 North.
Profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
I'm Devin Snowden, Republican candidate for District 1 Supervisor, Lauderdale County. I'm 6th generation Snowden to call this home. This is where I'm raising my family, where I work and serve the landowners of this area, and where we play. I want Lauderdale County to continue to call home. If elected, I'll do my best to make Lauderdale County its best. Please vote for me, Devin Snowden, on August 8th, and remember, I'm not just any candidate, I'm your neighbor.
Paid for by the campaign to elect Devin Snowden. And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Odie. On the way this morning, we're going to be releasing some photos of a burglary that happened last night in Jasper County. They were spotted leaving Jasper County into Clarke County, broke into someone's house. They also stole an ATV. We'll have pictures and all of that coming up in just a little while. Yeah. Right now, if you need a nice place to sit and cool around, let's talk about what they've got at the Farm Supply. These are great places to put your sweet tea in.
You know, I mean, look, you've got that, not just a bench, but a glider that you can rock back and forth. There's nothing more comfortable than that.
It is.
On a nice day.
But, well, we also suggest having a ceiling fan.
Yes, or just a big box fan.
Anything that you're looking with woodworking and things of that nature, shovels, anything that does with work outside, they've got it there for you at the Farm Supply. They'll help you out there with seed feed, anything on the, even that wind chimes to make a little noise. Yeah. Work boots and a whole lot more. Visit them today. From T-shirts to that feed for your horses, cows, goats, whatever you've got, Farm Supply right here in Meridian. As we're looking at, what about 15 till before the top of the hour this morning?
Look at that. CC Riders just throwing it in our face.
What's that?
I'm watching y'all from the Mardi Gras.
Oh, is that a cruise ship?
It is.
Wow.
I love the Mardi Gras. The only problem I have with the Mardi Gras, it's so big that it's going to take you 3 times to see everything. But pay $15 a head and go ride the roller coaster.
On a cruise ship?
Yeah.
They got a... You're kidding me.
No, It's called the Boat. It's a 2-person, like a motorcycle kind of deal, and you got a seatbelt on, and off you go. Yeah.
I had no idea, Odie.
Oh, yeah, it's cool. We rode it twice. It was $60.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was worth it.
Alrighty there. Thanks so much for everybody tuning in this morning. So many of you up and at 'em today. Yeah. We appreciate each and one of you. Now, we move to our next headline story that happened in Clarke County over the weekend. As we go back, a suspect was shot in Stonewall as Clarke County deputies arrived on scene. Enterprise backed up the sheriff's department. There would be, and of course we don't have all the details yet because MBI is investigating this, but a suspect is dead after an altercation with a police officer. And this is one of those instances where we're thankful that we've still got the police officer. And I want to address this. Clarke County Hot Topics address this to how people are so quick nowadays and judgmental to say it's the law enforcement's fault without knowing the details.
And right now, we just don't know. That's not been released.
It has not. But I would almost bet money that the police officer was in the right on this. We will find out more about this. Back to blue is what this is all about, is what we're saying here. They put their lives in harm's way every day.
Yeah, for that much pay.
Yeah.
They're the ones ought to get a raise and not a burger flipper.
Yeah.
They're that's the one.
We have them in our thoughts as we do this. And again, on both sides of this, we hate that someone lost their life, but we're very glad that an officer was not hurt on this. This could be an absolute, totally different story this morning of telling you this. We could be mourning the loss of a police officer. We're fortunate that it is not. We'll have more on this coming up because it is under investigation, and we've got to be careful with what is said and what is not said as the investigation continues. But we'll give you that as soon as we're able to release more information on this. Mm-hmm. So we're thinking about Todd and all the gang there in Clarke County as this continues forward.
Yeah. Let's let them do their job. Let the investigation take place, and then we'll know exactly what happened.
Right. Okay, Odie, let's go here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then I'm thinking 1, 2 on a different story. 5 bank robberies in Meridian, Mississippi, and none of them have been solved as we go to the Citizens National Bank. That is the latest. Highway 19 North is where this happened. This is the suspect from Friday. If you look, there is the pistol in his hand. Now, none of the ladies were hurt as the bank was robbed. Let me pull this up and show you the outside as I arrived on scene. This is the bank, Highway 39, with the Meridian Police Department arriving on scene. The subject would run out the front door and turn right and go back toward the apartment complex behind this on Mosby Road. The Meridian Police Department would spread out, cover the area. The only thing that was found was the hat the subject was wearing.
I'm
Five of them.
pretty sure
Now,
they can get some DNA off of it.
Now, let's also address this. Every bank robbery has been on foot or on a bicycle. Every one of these in recent weeks. It is telling us that this is a time thing. They know the response. They cause altercations in other portions of this. Is not just one thing that goes on. A little altercation over here.
Yeah.
And they know how long cops will be here and how long it will take for them to arrive at the scene, which gives them time to run to either to hide away or get into a vehicle blocks away and be rushed off. We don't know how that's being worked yet, but bicycles and foot is how it's being done. Meridian, Mississippi. Now, we've had 5 banks and we've had 2 tobacco stores robbed also, and they only took product from them. So we've had 7 armed robberies within recent weeks with no one captured. I would say it's time for that regrouping there of administration. Not of our foot soldiers. I'm talking administration. It's time to do something.
If I owned a bank, this is just my point, like that little thing that says at the top of the program, it says these views are the property of us. If I owned a bank, I'd have that little door locked, and you can come up there and knock to come in. Number one, your butt ain't gonna have 105 degrees a sweatshirt on. Number 2, you ain't gonna have a hat. Number 3, you're not gonna come in there all bundled up with some more junk.
But I think you hit on something.
Who you are.
The days of when COVID was in, where you had to make an appointment to get into the bank, I think that is what's going to happen to our area until this is calmed down.
At least knock on the door so we can see. Mask, we're done. All that stuff, head covers, we're done.
You should not be able to enter a bank with anything covering your face. Even during the pandemic, I didn't agree with that.
I didn't either. And an armed person inside right there, you make the wrong move, we come pick you up.
But yeah, I think you're right. Of the doors are locked. They have someone standing there. They can see who's out there. If they look suspicious, they're not allowed in.
Exactly.
And
why
Jeff,
don't we have armed security? Yeah. I remember growing up as a kid, going to the bank with mom or daddy. Every one of them had an armed security.
Did.
Every one of them. That was also back in the day where you had people that stayed in the back cooler or so of convenience stores.
That's right.
You didn't have this junk back then, and now we've got it now because
cutbacks. Basically, what it is they cut back bottom lines.
Yeah.
We got more on the way with Scotty Ray and Odie as we tell you how it really is.
Same old sound, and no one's answering. Vote for change. Vote Ben Shirley, District 81 Representative, on August 8th. Ben will answer the phone. Ben will get answers in Jackson for District 81. Ben will create jobs and promote economic development for East Mississippi.
I'm Ben Shirley, and I'm asking for your vote in the August 8th Republican primary.
Vote Ben, District 81, August 8th. Paid for by Ben Shirley.
Local farmer knows a good deal when he sees one. The L-Series Kubota tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA and offered at Parish Kubota with 0% financing available. Come see why we're more than a tractor store at Parish Tractor.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Odie. As we look at the crimes that are going on, I would almost bet money every time that we have a holiday and people are out of town and things, we have a lot of businesses that are broke into. Make absolutely sure if you're off to check on your business to make sure everything's okay, because criminals, they do these things when things go on.
Yeah, when you leave today and go by the store, go buy fireworks, go to Greg's, go by your business and just kind of look.
Check on things.
And see what it looks like.
And as criminals get braver and braver with this, can we see them doing this to the average Joe of armed robbery, of saying, give me, we can. Yeah. We don't want to sound pessimistic, but we don't want to hide the truth of what really goes on out there. Somebody has to say the truth of how bad things really are, and we're at that point to where we got to have things taken care of. That's what's happening out there over the weekend so far. More coming up as we follow the stories of today. We're going to have a lot to post today, I'm sure, of things that have gone on, some things that we haven't had a chance this morning to address. As always, we'll be back to take care of that. Main thing is keep cool today. 105 on that heat index, cool. Odie. 94 degrees. And enjoy your time off if you do have the day off.
Oh, yeah. So, look, tomorrow we're going to do some celebration. We're going to celebrate the freedom that we have right here in the United States. And if you don't think the freedom we've got is what you call freedom, go travel to some other countries and you'll know how good you've got it right here.
All right, Odie, we got to go.
Man, it's time to go. We love you. 23 hours. We'll be back. Have a great day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: